Hello. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yep, I'm talking, I'm speaking, you should be able to hear me. Here is the captioning. Okay, do y'all know what I just realized that I do not have? I don't know if y'all, for those of you that have never been in OBS, you can have a bunch of different scenes and stuff, right? And I realized, thank you for commenting on the shirt. I filmed my first official full-length YouTube video today. So I was trying to look nice because I was reviewing Stoneburner. Ben, stop being mean to me. All right, you don't have common sense. What I didn't do is something so super silly, but I will fix it for next time. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do before we do anything else, actually, I need y'all to bear with me for something, right? Because as the plan, yeah. Thank you. I need y'all to bear with me for 1 second, right? Because there's two things that are happening tonight. One, I am unboxing a mini that I got sent by a mutual of mine, Shoshi's Minis. And while I was sitting here, waiting for the 7:10 to hit, since, give a little 10-minute buffer for people to come in, that kind of thing, I realized, motherfucker, why don't you have a section in your OBS setup where it's just you and the fucking camera and not all this other wonky shit? So you're gonna give me a second, actually, just the camera, to get this set up so y'all can look at this mini all nice and stuff. So we're gonna move over. Yes, so right now I'm about to fuck around with some stuff and you're just gonna deal with it, sir. Duplicate. Document. Oh my god, I keep wanting to hum and sing on camera. Rouse the allow. VJ's gonna fuck around and we're gonna find out. Exactly, that's exactly what's happening here. All right, so deleting this. Okay, deleting that from there. And then we're gonna move the screen right here. User, no, that's that. Here we go. Where's the actual camera? Nexigo. Here we go. We're gonna move this over here. We're just gonna make it bigger. Hello, easy peasy. All right, so hi everybody. Thanks for being patient with me. So first thing we're gonna do here. Okay, so here's the thing. My vocal stem right now is the Bells of Notre Dame because it's going around on fucking TikTok. And I love the Hunchback of I really like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's got a lot of flaws, but God, did I love that movie as a child. But yeah, so we're gonna unbox this first. This is the first thing we're doing today. I've breached containment. I'm on the big screen now. My mom and dad would be so proud of me. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right, what do we got going on here? Okay, so first off, we got a couple of pieces, right? Ooh, you know what this is? I mean, I know what this is. I know exactly what this is, but okay, first off, Demon promo model, right? Shoshi Bauer. Shoshi's Magnificent Minis, just in case y'all can't see that. I love tearing things apart. Okay, so. Okay, so just to look at this mini real quick. Spoilers. Ooh. Peter Capaldi is playing the live-action Evil Man, and I hate live-action Disney, but I'm sold. Yeah, you know what? I could also be sold at that. Ugh, God. Okay. So, here's what we got going on, right? How do I put this guy together. I've never put a mini together, and I'm not about to do it on stream right now, but we're gonna get some initial looks at this real quick, right? Okay, so body parts. Sorry, I'm just really excited about this. Okay, so this little funky little mini. So first, we got a bookcase, right? This is, of course, as I said, the limited. This is a limited edition. Motherfucker. I'm so sorry, y'all. That's not happening. Although, actually, I'll tell you about this later. Limited edition demon promo model. Ooh, okay. So we've got a bookcase. You need a bookcase with a spooky. If you're gonna have like a funky little chair or couch, or an armchair, you gotta have the bookcase behind it. So first off, that is fucking awesome. Second, you got a number of body parts on this guy. Oh my god, this is actually okay, y'all. Just bear with me. I can actually just put this in here right now. Hey, I'm not destroying anything. All right, it's fine. Ooh. My next hobby is dollhouses. I just know it. Haunted little dollhouses. Oh, that would be so funky. That would be so cool. Okay, so you can't just shove this in here. I'm probably not doing it right, but okay. So you get the little body, right? You got the little leg, and then you can put it in the chair once you've made sure the pieces actually fit inside of each other. It's being a little difficult for me, so I'm gonna do another stream one of these days and have this put completely together. Oh, but this arm is so cool. And okay, let's take a look at the head real quick. Okay, so we got two options for the head, right? Okay, come on, focus for me. There we go. We got two options for the head, both of them with the little horns and stuff, but one of them has glasses and one of them doesn't. I love that choice because you get a good distinguished look one way or the other. And then of course, ooh, you can put things, okay. You've got one more extra set of things here. So a bookcase, some candle, a book, some different candles and stuff, a cup, and I'm not sure exactly what these are. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what these are, but I'm pretty sure you can fit them inside of parts on the bookshelf. So that's really fucking cool. We're gonna have to do another one of the. I'm gonna put this together in the very near future. I'm gonna put this together on stream and it's gonna be dope. Probably, you know what? I'm gonna try and do it on Wednesday morning. Because that would be really cool. Hi, welcome to the chat. You haven't missed anything. We were just checking out this mini that I got sent as a promo from a mutual of mine, Shoshi's Minis. Shoshi's Magnificent Minis, actually. And actually, hold on, let me give you that link. Can I spell? I don't think I can. Here we go. Haha. Aw, thanks for gifting the sub, Caroline. Am I spelling that right? Nope. There's no E. There's no additional E in that. Here we go. Okay. Ah, yes. Great. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to put this motherfucker together and it's going to be so much fun. Okay. Now. I have not seen yesterday's Crowlane episode. I had a lot of work to get done. And then since I missed it, I kind of want to, get and do my recaps that I like to do on Twitter, and I can't do that until like, I don't know, Friday, Wednesday maybe. Ooh, I could do it Wednesday. Anyway, back on topic. Okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to welcome to the stream. We are continuing to work on this solo RPG of mine, and I'm so happy that all of you have been back. I also realized something when I was getting the stream set up. We were on here working on this for like 2.5 hours the other day, and I never showed you the cover. I'm sure a bunch of you, you might have been the only one. I'm sorry you were alone, Callum. But I showed y'all. I showed y'all. So for those of you that see it over on Twitter, you've seen the cover. But in case you haven't, first off, trigger warning: blood splatters. For anybody that doesn't want to see that, so I'm gonna bring it up right 5, 4. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna leave it up on the screen for about 2 minutes. So if you leave and come back after 2 minutes, it shouldn't be there anymore if you don't want to see it, right? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here's the cover of Hunt. Right? I made it myself. I just grabbed a couple little funky little assets off the internet, some blood, some teeth, some funky little what's it called? Font? But yeah, it's sweet, simple, and to the point. Oh yeah, you could just look at me for 2 minutes instead. But yeah, here's the cover. Welcome. I'm really feeling it. I'm really excited about it. It just feels like if I saw this cover, I would want to check it out. But also, I just like a little funky little thing. But yeah, it's a fun little time for me right now. I've been, when I went to college, because I have a bachelor's in public relations and creative writing, as part of the PR degree, you have to take like a course on InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, those 3 things as part of a communications major. And while I haven't been using any of the 3 as much as I'd wanted to, up until recently, and so just having a little funky little time playing around with a simple little element was a fun little time for me. But yeah, we got, do we need to give this up for another minute? I don't think so. I think we're good here. But yeah, that's the cover. That's what it's going to be as of right now. Unless I find a cooler blood splatter pattern, which I don't think I'm going to. This is what's going on the cover. Or unless it breaks any rules over on Itch, but I don't think it will. Okay, but to go back to what we were working on. Okay, so for those of you that weren't here yesterday, just to get you caught up, or actually, so I am making a solo RPG called Hunt. It is powered by Firelights, which we've played on this channel before, so I know some of y'all were in here for that. Itch says cover too sexy. But yeah, there's an Itch Jam going on right now, and the jam started on the first of, or like the end of the month before last, so March, April, February. So like the last day of February, the first day of March, the jam started. And I told myself, okay, you're going to know what the concept is 2 weeks into March. That didn't happen. I didn't figure it out until the last week of March. But here we are, and we are making Hunt, which is essentially the game starts off with you, the player, or players, because I am going to make a group version of this. Yeah, I'm so glad it was long. I'm so glad it was long because I would not have had anything to do, and I really want to join this jam. But the game is you start off as a vampire hunter, as a vampire agent, hunting rogue agents for the Department of Magical Entities and Occurrences. Magical beings exist in the world. They intermingle with the whole population. They've come out of the closet, as it were. And yeah, so of course at this point you have magical, you have organizations and stuff that have popped up around servicing the magical community and policing the magical community, as it were. And so that's how the game starts off with. You are a vampire hunter who hunts vampires while being a vampire who vamps vampires. But yeah, so you are a vampire agent hunting other rogue vampires, and throughout the course of the game, you gain and lose hunger, you gain anger, and when your hunger gets too low or it gets too high, and when your anger maxes out, you turn into a rogue vampire yourself. And depending on how you turned into a rogue, running out of hunger, getting too much hunger, getting anger, you can put that on the back for free. I think I might put that in there, or at least as part of the promo. Depending on how the 3 ways that you can turn into a rogue vampire determines what kind of rogue vampire you are in the second part of the game. So right now we're still working on the first part of the game where you are a rogue, where you are a vampire, an agent hunting rogue vampires. And the things we've gotten down so far. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me. Yeah. So the stuff we've gotten down so far, that's definitely happening. So right now we have 2 different bars, hunger and anger. And actually, let me switch over to the spreadsheet to show y'all what the plan is for that. So, okay, we're going to start off talking about hunger and anger because I actually want to make this bigger. Okay, so right now you get nothing in there. Right now, you have 7 bars in your hunger, and you're also gonna have 7 bars in your anger. I just wanna keep them the same, like it just for, you know, makes sense, clarity's sake, whatever. Here's the thing though, right now, so the government agency that you work for, it only keeps you, like when you start off, you're in the yellow bracket, right? I don't think there's actually going to be this kind of coloring on here. We're just going to probably have like a numbering or something on it. But when you start off, you're in this yellow bracket, right? It's enough. You have been fed enough to sustain yourself and to do your job. But if you go higher, you can get, you know, you're doing your job better. You feel better about it. You get more abilities, right? Now, if you get into the gray section here, you're starting to starve, right? You really need to like hurry up and get out of that, because if you lose another hunger after that, you're in the starving stages. You finish out the round, and then unless you get super fucking lucky, as in you get a jack, which gives you a Hail Mary, the first part of the game is over, or you can just end the game there. The first part of the game is over, and then you become a rogue vampire. Now, on the flip side, the greens are like the sweet spot where you want to be in and where you want to try and stay in. However, if you get into the red, you're beginning to overfeed. You're beginning to give in to the bloodlust that calls to you as a vampire. And you want to get out of that as quickly as possible, because if you get into the red, into the dark red right there, same with if you get into the black, you have overfed, you've given into bloodlust, and unless you draw a jack from the deck, or if you've already used them, you might be shit out of luck, you turn into a rogue vampire. But here's the thing, looking at this, I don't think there's enough breathing room for this. So I think what is actually going to happen is, yep, we are going to make it 9 bars, right? And then you're going to have two sections of being in the like danger zone before you either starve or you like give into bloodlust. And then because it felt very weird to try and say, okay, like unless you get like, you better hurry up and get out of this, like you only have 1 chance. So we're going with 9 health, like 9 little bars. Yeah, going with 9 little bars for this, right? And so that means that we also are going to have 9 little bars for anger. Open this up like this. Let's scroll this off. Now the thing that needs to be figured out at this point, right? What do you get as your hunger grows and as your hunger weakens? And what do you get as your anger grows, right? Because let's go back over some of these rules, right? Okay, so 9 sections each. Okay, so hunger starts off with 3 bars being filled. Oh, you can't see that. Let me swap over to this. Okay, so hunger starts off with 3 bars being filled. 3 is the minimum. You need to not be starving and in danger of going feral due to hunger. The way you can fill up your bar is every 2d6 plus 3 cards drawn, you get blood from the government, which increases your hunger by X. It'll probably, okay. I decided on also get something as your anger lowers. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so right now, as your hunger depletes, you get a penalty, and as it increases, you get a bonus. Like, and while you're in that sweet ground, you get bonuses with no penalties, and then as it increases and gets out of that sweet green area, you get well, actually, I don't. Okay, your hunger decreases, you get a penalty. You're in that sweet spot, you're fine. It increases too much, you don't get a penalty, but well, actually you already have it. Yeah, yep. We already have penalties in here, actually. So here's what happens, right? So when you're in so as your anger goes down, I don't think anger going down should be a penalty per se. So maybe anger going up and going down, you get bonuses on either end, right? Because like the penalty for your anger being too high is you turn into a rogue vampire, and then you have to be hunted. And the penalty, so I think it's just maybe it affects how well you do in combat. The hungrier you are, the weaker you get, and if you're angrier, you're more powerful but more likely to lose your lose your self-control. How would we, let's make a note of that. It's not a bad suggestion. Okay. Turn into a rogue vampire. What's the difference? You wear 5% more leather. That's funny. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Document. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's talk. One of the things I want to get hammered out here is exactly how the, like, if we go with the as you get hungrier, you are weaker. You're weaker in combat, and as you get more hunger, you're stronger in combat, and then as you get angrier, you're more powerful, but you're more likely to lose control. Like, I want to figure out what that looks like mechanically today. Like, that is something I definitely want us to figure out, right? So just to go over what's going on with hunger and anger. Hunger and anger are going to have 9 sections each. Hunger starts off with 3 being filled. 3 is the minimum you need to stay out of the danger zone of going feral due to hunger. You can fill up your hunger. Every 2d6 plus 3 cards drawn, you get blood from the government, which increases your hunger by 1. I'm going to say it increases it by... I mean, I'd like to be turned into a rogue if anger hits 0, but that's just my brain wanting it to be balanced. IDK how that would be implemented. Yeah, I also... Yo, okay. Caroline, here's an idea. Okay, so Okay, so I think around anger, we've got a couple of options here, right? Because the first thing that popped into my head is like it turns into apathy. You're like if you start off with like 2 anger, 3 anger, it's like that is your righteous fury and rage powering you to go off and do these things to hunt your, like, what is the anger, the righteous anger of your fellow vampires engaging in this roguish fucked up behavior is maybe is the drive behind you going out and being an agent in the first place, right? Maybe that's the... Maybe it's like an emotion thing. Plot twist, they never had parents. What is going on? Anger being 0, you understand nothing. You understand nothing means anything, like you feed on whatever. You start to lose your humanity. Okay, so... if anger hits to 0, I think you fall into like this apathetic space, right? And the first thing that popped into my head was, okay, anger at 0, you fall into this apathetic space. And the first thing I was thinking was like, oh, the game ends there. You don't become a rogue vampire, but you also are no longer an agent. You're like, this doesn't fucking matter. What if... let's go down to anger. Let's go down to anger. Okay. What if anger dropping to 0? What if dropping to 0 for anger gives you 2 choices, right? 2 choices. 2 choices. 1, you don't go rogue, but you no longer have any passion or burning desire to hunt. You no longer have any passion or burning desire to hunt rogue vampires, and you become a regular citizen and the game ends. Option 2. Yeah, nothing means anything, There's no point in hunting other vampires or even subscribing to the cultural norms you've been enforcing. Become a rogue. Okay, so I either regardless of what you decide, you can end the game there and you can say, yeah, I'm just done with this. And if you end the game here, of course, this is also a journaling game. So journal about the burnout and ending your career. Okay. Ooh, wait a second. If we're gonna give a choice like that, if we're gonna give a choice like this for anger being 0, we should give a choice like this for hunger reaching 0 too. And so so journal, we'll come back to that. So scrolling back up to hunger. Okay, here we go. If no. Hunger dropping to 0. Two choices. First, maybe it's a question like, why did you see the truth and why did you lose your passion to hunt? That is a good journaling prompt. I hope you all know that your names are going in the credits of like who helped me make this game. Go get that food, Caroline. Okay, hunger dropping to 0. Two choices. The first one, you just die. You just die. You have had enough. Life has been a struggle. And instead of fighting to hold on and becoming feral, you let go. Two. As you lay dying from thirst, something breaks open in you. A will to fight, a will to live, an urge to feed. You become a rogue. Okay. So yeah, if either of your anger or hunger drops to 0, one of two things. Okay, here's an important question though. Is this a game where is this game all about eventually failing and going rogue, or is there a win condition and still staying as an agent? And on the flip side, if you become rogue, is there a win condition? Or is it you keep going until you're brought down? Like, is there hope in this game? Or is it a game about failure like you fail in the end? What is this game? Like, my gut is also no hope. It's like, this is a game where in the end you fail. Yeah. Because like, I feel like my gut is no hope because like, I feel like being an agent is bad. That's from Callum. And Chelsea, maybe a priest monk finds you and offers you food as an act of goodwill, and this action makes you want to join them. Rouse, do only rogues rampage and feed ceaselessly, or can you snap and become desperate that you let loose until you're put down by your colleagues? Okay, so rogue is just a title, right? So like, if you snap and become desperate that you let loose, you're just, the second you snap, you are a rogue. Right? Or at least that is the case in the eyes of the government. And yeah, I think that's the case in the eyes of this government agency. Maybe just the smallest percentage of success, but it's also a failure of another kind. What could that be? Okay, but to keep answering your question, Rouse. So here's what's going on with this magical entity, right? It starts off with a no tolerance policy. So if y'all have, I'm not telling anyone to go read the Anita Blake series because there's a lot fucking wrong with that series. There's a lot of things, like outside of like the storytelling, there's a lot of like, the writer, she writes some bigoted things in there. Like there was one book where there is a Latino man who is a were-rat, which feels kind of weird on the surface, but very much hypersexualizes this guy. And it's like, why do you always do that with like, in a very weird and racialized way, and it's not great. But if you've read any of the Anita Blake series, you know that throughout like up until a certain point, there's like a 3-strike rule for vampires, and then you got to kill them, right? And it's any 3 strikes. It's not even if you like do something really bad. Like if you get caught shoplifting 3 times, you get murdered. Hi, Caroline. Yes. I'm talking about a book series called the Anita Blake series. Don't read it if you haven't already. It's got some problems. But in it, it's also a world where like vampires and werewolves and stuff exist, and were creatures. Vampires are out at this point. Yeah. Yeah, right. It's really fucked up. So I'm wondering if like I also think that being an agent for this agency is pretty fucked up, because their thing is like, hey, no tolerance policy. The second you snap, you're done for, right? Even though I would argue that giving into bloodlust and continuously giving into this is akin to like a drug addiction or alcoholism. Like it's not something that you can fight it and try to keep that stuff in check, but it's something that all vampires have to deal with throughout their entire lifespans, and some of them just fail at it. And while I get there has to be something happening when you kill people, I also don't think that they should just be summarily executed, right? Or like permanently in prison for the rest of their life with like in kind of like a torturous fashion, so to speak, in a way to like keep them from breaking out. Yeah, hopeful. That's what I was thinking. Hopeful ending, blood rehab. You get to go to fucking rehab. Okay. Well, that's the hopeful end. So yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, okay. Okay. So the first, yeah. Okay. So the first part of the game, Claymore anime. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Okay. So the first part of the game, there is like, it's always gonna end in tragedy, right? The only question here is, how long can you hold out? How long can you not be or become a rogue? And then the second part of the game, there is a chance that you, while being your roguish self, you do get help and you don't just get like summarily executed. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't have to be a happy ending, but it's like you get a second chance, but you could still go through this. You go through all this again and fail. Exactly. Just like any addiction. Exactly. Oh, this is, yes. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, hold on. We're scrolling down to part 2, Hunted. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. Sorry, y'all. I saw a little critter. Okay, so happy ending. Consider every ending has you killed by an agent, and then you have the choice to keep going as that agent, a never-ending cycle. Happy ending. Blood rehab. Oh god, this is so good. I am so glad I'm doing this on chat with y'all, because yeah, what's worse is that you need blood to, oh man. Okay, so Caroline, I'm adding this in there as well. Okay, actually, hold on. Okay, we're putting this in there. Okay, so I've got y'all's comments in here for notes. Okay, so the reason why I feel okay is the reason why so I'm a firm believer at a lot of times that that there are some things you shouldn't write, right? If it's not your lived experience, for some things you just shouldn't touch it. That being said, I don't know why you know what, I know why I'm laughing about this. It makes me nervous. I laugh when I'm stressed like that. The reason I feel comfortable liking it to addiction, and maybe checking out some other games that are about journaling through addiction, is because I myself am a recovering addict. I've been clean for like 7 years now. And I'm sharing this, and I'm gonna share it in like the author's note of this, because I think that there are some topics where if it's not your lived experience, maybe making games that explore that is maybe not your place, because you can do more harm than good. Not to say that I, as you know, a recovering addict, can't do harmful things with this, but it's definitely like having those experiences, I think, definitely makes it a lot. You have something to fall back on. You have something to think about and lean on, your own experiences of a situation, and know how to write an exploratory game about it. Created to hunt other. Okay, hold on a second. Let me make a note of that. Yeah, Claymore. Let me pull up my notes up. Yeah, no, I super appreciate y'all. Like, I started up this conversation, so I appreciate y'all jumping in and commenting about it, right? So thank you for engaging with this me, and also thank you for saying good for you. Appreciate it. Honestly, I've been doing this thing where I'm not a big fan of meetings. It's just kind of rough for me, so I never get like the chips. But I started doing this thing, and I need to get caught up, is like getting a tattoo of like the chips on my back. And I've got the 1 year one, and I haven't gotten the 5 year one yet. I should really get around to that in the near future. But back on topic. Okay, so yeah, it's I think it's a frustrating thing to like tell people, hey, some experiences you shouldn't write about, and then not have them understand it. I think I part of the reason why I wanted to like start doing YouTube videos and stuff is because I wanted to do more long form things, and I think that's going to be one of the topics I talk about, because that has been something that's come up consistently in I told you I had a degree in public relations. I double majored in creative writing, so I took a shit ton of classes, and that was a topic that repeatedly came up, which was frustrating to say the least. Claymore anime. So I've made a note of that, because I am going to go check that out. But okay, back on topic. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's okay to not write about a thing. Okay, so hunger. Okay, let's see. Exactly. Why you? Why not someone who's actually had that experience? Why is your voice necessary in this combo? Okay. Anger dropping to 0. Hunger. What? Man, I definitely got sidetracked. Okay. The thing that I wanted to figure out is actually, maybe we should do this over here in the spreadsheet. What does it look like? What happens when your anger and your hunger are in various places, right? So right now, actually, I'm going to leave this up on the screen so I can make notes about it, and then we're going to come back over to it. Okay, so. Callum, that might be it, but I commend you for your moral fortitude. Okay, so black starving to death. Gray 2 1. Rogue time. Starving to death. Yellow 1. Functioning but hungry. Green 2. Sweet spot. No ill effects. And feeling good. Red. Oh wait, we're gonna go bright red. Bright red 2. More powerful. Powerful. Bloodlust is taking over. And dark red 1. Rogue time. Okay, so getting back over here, let us figure out what each of these things mean, right? So rogue time is rogue time. We don't need anything there. Starving to death. Okay, so this game is really simple, right? You get 2d6s, you need 2d6s and a deck of cards. And right now we've stuck with the 2d6s. I've added an option if somebody wants to play with 2 decks because there's a number of monsters in here that go from like 3 strength all the way up to like 25 or something. And the way that you actually defeat monsters requires a lot of cards. So I was like, hey, if you want to play with 2 decks, here's how you do it. And you add this. But to keep it simple, right? I think the simplest thing here would just make it whenever you roll 2d6. Ooh. Okay, so the first thing my brain went to is like maybe it's dependent on how far into the gray you're in, right? So if you're 1 block in, you subtract 1 from the 2d6. If you're 2 blocks in, you subtract 2 from the 2d6. But I mean, that's not... That feels simple enough, right? Like it means that it matters how much you're starving to death, but it also doesn't like change things too much. So we'll go with that for the moment. If you're in the first bar of starving to death, -1 to dice rolls. In the second bar of starving to death, -2 to dice rolls. Short and sweet. And then when you're in the functioning but hungry, nothing happens there. You don't get a bonus, you don't get a bonus, and you don't get a detriment. You don't get a boon or a bane, right? It's just like, hey, you can exist like this, you can do your job. Now, when you're in the sweet spot with no ill effects, ooh. Okay, when you're in the sweet spot with no ill effects, when you're in the sweet spot with no ill effects, I think it should mirror the starving to death mechanic. So, if you're in the first spot, get a +1 to dice rolls. If you're in the second spot, get a +2 to dice rolls. Okay, so for the bright red, which makes you more powerful, but bloodlust is taking over. Also, there is already a detriment in the bloodlusting, right? So if we scroll down to, or if we scroll up. Okay, so the bonus for being desperate for blood, actually we do have that, right? So let's scroll up a little bit. Oh wait. This shouldn't actually be right here. This needs to be moved because where we are right now is under anger. And we want to keep everything in the same like kind of area. God, this is such a fun way for me to spend my evenings. Like I am having such a blast with this. Okay, so. All right, feeding on rogue. Okay, so feeding on rogue vampires, right? Oh, no. You probably missed it. Like, it's no apologies needed. So we're just gonna go back over it. Honestly, feeding on rogue vampires. Your hunger increases a number of sections equal to the blood associated with the vampire. When using feral on a creature, blood received is halved, rounded down. While in the yellow to green zone, you have a choice on whether or not to feed on your victim. In the black, gray, bright red, dark red zone, you can't choose to not feed. Each time you defeat a vampire while in the black, gray, bright red, dark red zone, you make a hunger check. Roll 2d6 plus, I don't know, maybe a modifier. Don't know if there's a modifier there. Draw 2 cards. If the dice are higher than both cards, you do not have to feed. If the dice are higher than only one card, you must feed on the creature but can stop yourself. Drink half the blood value rounded up. If the dice are lower than both cards, drink the full blood value. So yeah, as you get into that red zone, it's the second you get... Okay. Y'all, tell me that 9 is enough. Tell me... Okay, well, actually... Is not... Do y'all think 11 sections would be too much? Because here's my reasoning for thinking maybe we need 11 sections, right? Because the reason I added 9 sections to it, one part way, 22 feels like an absolute, it has to be odd. It has to be odd, all right? 22 feels like a good number. So here's what happens, right? Cover spread. Let's go back to the spreadsheet, okay? So let's take a look at this real quick. Right? So let's take a look at some of the monsters I made, right? They're going to get names and some descriptions, but they're not in there yet, right? That's the fluff that comes later. Okay, so there's a bunch of things going on here, right? We have the vampire type. We have strength, which is like the number of cards you need to get to defeat them. We have physical descriptions plus what you found them doing. That'll get in there. We have powers, which just explains how you actually attack something. You have cards, and then you have additional effects, and then you have hunger, right? Or hunger amount. So right now, if you are in like a starving to death or bloodlust zone, whenever you attack a creature, if you attack a creature that has 1 hunger next to it, and you fail your roll, you always add another yellow and then 1 below yellow and green. Okay, add another yellow and then 1 below yellow and green. Here's the thing. Here's my argument for why I should add another bright red and another gray, right? Because let's say I am in this red area right here, and I'm playing the version of the game where you have, where you're using extra cards. So there are vampires that can give you 3 blood if you have to drink them. Here's the thing. If I'm playing that game, if I'm playing that version of it, right, and I kind of succeed on my bloodlust check, which means that I only have to drink half rolled up. So let's say I'm in this first level of bloodlust. If I have to drink half rounded up, the game is automatically over at that point. Like, I have now turned into a rogue, because 3 halved is 1.5, rounded up is 2. So I go from this one right here to this one. And like, is that necessarily a bad thing? Maybe not. Or is this the type of game where you can you can technically survive? Dark yellow, no -2, and dark green, no +2. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Wait. Dark yellow? Dark yellow, no -2, and dark green, no +2. Yeah, 11. Or is it like simplifying the feeding to 1 or 0? No, actually makes no sense. 0 is just enough to keep going. I don't know, Callum. Okay. -1 is not enough. Leave it as is. Actually, here's the way to answer this question. I know we're going on this like there's barely any hope left. There's barely any hope left, right? And really the good ending of this game is you being able to go to blood rehab and getting a second chance, right? Or I guess yeah, it just depends on how you want to do the numbers. I think on the note of like hope, right? There's very little hope in this game, right? Because at the end of the day, you either quit your job, like you quit your job because you're apathetic and you don't think anything matters. And I think that probably carries over into your life, honestly. I think after no longer doing this, you probably suffer from depression or something like that. Or like the three things that can happen, the three things that happen in the first part of the game. You quit your job and you're depressed. And I think I think when vampires get like mental health issues, they probably last longer than they do with humans. Weird, funky, magical brain chemistry, right? So you quit your job and you're depressed for a long time, so long time. You turn into a rogue or you die. Those are the three things that can happen to end this part of the game. But I think adding a little bit to the gray and adding a little bit to the red is about allowing there to be a little bit of hope that you can outlast being a like feral, that you can stave off any three of those options for longer, right? So I think 11 is the soft spot. I think 11's the perfect spot. And the additional ones are going to be in the gray and the red. And I think having only 3 things in here, drinking. Oh, no vampire antidepressants. Drinking doctors. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, God, that would be so miserable. And I think the fact that there's only 3 squares that are like a decent or good thing that are happening to you with no drawbacks says a lot about what's happening here, right? Because right now, there are 8 different chunks on this bar that are like bad for you. And you've got just this little middle ground right there. Just a little bit, as tiniest of space. Okay, so we're gonna go with 11. It's gonna stay at 11 because it fixes the problem we're in. Depressed vampires only drink B negative. Oh man, that's fucking funny. Oh, okay. Theme and system doing the strong hand grab. Exactly. Listen, y'all, I'm so excited about this. Like, I've made an original system before, but it was very 5e adjacent. Those of you that play in my games, you know what I'm talking about. The heirlooms are from that system I made with 2 other creators. But this thing, I am like so fucking stoked about. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I feel like a new man making this. Okay, so 11 sections. Ooh. So 11 sections, we'll give options for, yeah. We'll give options for playing with 5, 7, and 9 sections. If somebody plays with 5 sections, they are really, really like, they are really, really running the gambit. Like, they don't get any benefits there, right? They're in that yellow and they're trying to, like, it's bad. If somebody's like, I just want to speed run this. Okay, here's a terrible time. But okay, we'll give options for playing with 5, 7, and 9 sections. Okay, so scrolling down, or scrolling back up, actually. Hold on a second. This is still not where I want it to be. They just want to be a rogue. Yeah, they can always just go to that as well. Hunger dropping to 0. Here we go. This needs to be in between here. Or actually, no, it needs to be right here. Okay, if your first bar, in the second bar of starving to death, -3 to dice rolls. Okay, and this is gonna be the... All right, bright red, more powerful bloodlust is taking over. If you're rolling first bar of bloodlust, +1 to dice rolls in the second bar of bloodlust. +2 to bar of bloodlust, +3 to dice rolls. Okay. All right. And dark red, rogue time. Rogue time or death. Or, oh wait, I'm not on the thing right now. Y'all aren't even seeing this. Or, ooh, yo. Okay, here's something that might be interesting, right? So it's rogue time or apathy and depression. Here's the thing though. I want them to journal about that, but it's like, how long does this last for you, right? Because vampires, they're immortal. As long as you don't kill them, they won't die. So like, roll 1d6. No, roll 2d6. 2d6 times... Ooh, roll 2d6 to determine number of decades depression lasts. And then if they want to, they can like write about each decade, right? But like 120 years. Oh, like this could last for just 20 years or it can last for 120 years. Yes, decades. Because vampires exist. Like, listen, I thought about I almost said centuries, right? I almost said centuries. But that felt a little long. So I was like, decades are fine. 12 decades, 120 years. So it could last 1 century and some change, right? So like, it'll be fine. But yes, okay. And then the next part here is, let's go over to anger. Wait a second, okay. So here's the thing. I don't know. I think my girl Camilla is still out there saying she died as propaganda. That's so fucking funny. Depression era, literal. Okay, is that how long they stay in the black red before they potentially move back up the scale? Here's the thing, I don't know, and I think I will leave that up to the player, right? And I'll even note, at the end of this, you could either like, after this has ended, when these decades are up, you could have found new joy in your life and are getting out of this, or you could realize, you know, what's there to live for and just leave it at that, right? So it's up to the player to determine how, like, is there a happy ending in the end part of this, which I think is also the case for the blood rehab part, right? Okay, so we haven't decided how to fill up anger yet. That's gonna be something, but we're just gonna put this up here for later. And then we're going to, excuse me, file, hold on a second. Version history, see version history real quick. Yeah, exactly. Nah. Okay. Now we're going to go back. Okay, so then the next thing we need to figure out is spreadsheet. The next thing we need to figure out here is how does the anger work, right? Are we doing the same color scheme here? Well, we're using color scheme right now, but I think when I actually make this up in the fucking InDesign or whatever, so as far as like prompts and stuff, okay, so let's go over here. Let's go to Firelights, right? And let's scroll, not scroll. Let's make it bigger for you. Yeah. Okay. So if you look at this table, so to go to different places and explore and stuff, you have to roll 2d6 and add them up, and then it tells you based on the two die where you got. Yeah. And so using this, so kind of using this, you get a region, you get a theme, you get an event, and then you get a story. And then like it just gives you words for it. So the base game just gives you like these one-worded things, and then you write from there. So I'm wondering if we're doing something like that. Unsure on that part just yet. Like I know that we're probably gonna do country or states. Maybe I haven't decided how big this agency is and how well manned it is. It probably, given what I've said about this agency, there are probably not a lot of vampires that are a part of this, and it's specifically an agency with vampires because who do you get to fight other vampires? Vampires with their extra strength and shit, right? At least for the time being. So it could be like you can pull a card and then go to said event. Like there's different ways that can be handled. So right now we're just focusing on like the nitty gritty mechanics. But the next, but we are gonna like pull back out of that and figure out this whole part about how is the journaling gonna work, right? But also to answer the question, who runs rehab if the government has a no tolerance policy? It is other vampires, right? It is literally other vampires. And I think if you go with the blood rehab version of it, however you like get that one, if you go with that if you go with the blood version, okay, wait, to answer the question. So if you go with the blood rehab way of it, one of the two things that can happen is you are caught by you're caught by an agent that you're really close to. Thank you. Hey, Shoshi, thanks for following. Hi. I mean, you're caught by a vampire, you're caught by an agent that you're really close to, and instead of turning you in, they get you help, right? The second option is, so 2d6, right? You roll 2d6 and whatever the number you got on the die for either die determines what it is, right? So the second option for that is literally just, the second option is you didn't get caught by an agent. You got caught by another vampire or something, or not even another vampire. Maybe it's a human that knows it. Maybe it's a human that sympathizes with what you're going through. Like it's up. I think there's going to be a little bit of direction for that, but yeah, it could be anyway. Yeah, the way it's done just annoys me. It's I hear you. Yeah, it might need to change. I don't know if we'll stick with it like that exactly, but yeah, so like the blood rehab is, aw, Shoshi, thanks for subscribing. I don't think you were, yeah, it could be another supernatural creature. I don't think you were here when we did it, but I unboxed your minis and it was so fucking cool. I did not put it together yet, so I'm gonna do another time and put it together. But I know somebody in the chat went to your like even before I dropped the link, went to your shop. So I think as soon as I like get that clip out of there and also put it together on stream, more people are gonna go because it's so fucking cool. I love it already. But yeah, so it like the blood rehab option of this, it could be another supernatural creature, it could be a human sympathizer, it could be an agent that you're close to and you can talk about it. I like the idea of voting D666. It's so fucking funny. And like to go back up to your comment, Callum, I don't know. I feel like maybe the agency used to be human only, but then the vampires were like, nah, bog off. Maybe that's too much. I mean, it doesn't have to be too much, right? Like, Callum, maybe it doesn't have to be too much, right? Because part of I for those of you that have watched me play solo RPGs, all of the ones that I've played so far, I've been using to world build my TTRPG setting. Well, this, like, as we're talking about this, we're also world building that little funky little setting that I like had aspirations of making a graphic novel out of that I'm probably going to return to at some point in my life, you know? And so like it could literally just be yeah, everybody liked it. Everybody liked it. Everybody liked it as I was showing it off. Especially the two options for the little heads with the glasses or no glasses. Distinguished look versus... yeah, I loved it. But yeah, Callum, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just, I don't know what the answer is. You're gonna send me the African centaur? Yes. Listen, I will unbox anything you send me. I will unbox this motherfucker. I will unbox it, and then I will do another stream, and I will put it together. Okay. I meant to mention this. So I live like, actually, let me not dox myself. I live really close to a public library, right? And it's a huge fucking library. Right? And it has a 3D printer. It's not super expensive to print off like 3D models. And as soon as if you see here, I added something to my wall. I'm about to put more stuff, but as soon as I get my shelves up on there, I am going to start 3D printing different minis and putting it up there. And your minis are obviously going on that wall as well. Oh man. Yes. Listen, I will, like I said, I'll unbox any and everything. But okay, so you don't even know what city I'm in. Okay, so Callum, it's not inherently a bad idea, right? And I'm okay, I had a thought, right? Here comes a thought that may alarm you. While I'm scrolling down so I can make notes about this elsewhere, I've been thinking about like different things for the channel points, and somebody did suggest, you redeem a channel points and I sing a song. That is definitely going to be something I do. I'm also going to allow redeeming channel points to to have me speak in an accent. Specifically, I've only got one so far, but I'm wondering if I have call me silly and roll me in some pig fat. It's been a pleasure working with y'all today, and I'm gonna get going. I'm not really getting going, right? So like, there's that voice, right? But also, I was thinking what if for more channel points you could tell me, hey, you could drop an accent you wanted me to do, and I get a couple minutes to try it, and I hold on to it as long as possible. But at least try and hold on to it for 10 minutes. Because I can do this other one. I'm fine to do it, but yeah, just some thoughts about the channel points. But okay, so on the note, just to get into the world building part of this real quick, just a quick little thing. Scrolling down. Okay, world building. Speak as one of my actual play characters. Yo. Well, my name's Sutak. Super happy to be here. Can't wait to get started with all of you. This is going to be an absolute blast. Just listen to my dulcet, smooth tones and get ready to join me for one hell of a time. You go on YouTube for those 5-minute how to sound British videos. But yeah, you know what? That's not a bad one either. Okay, so world building. The agency, what? Okay. The agency was originally just humans, but specifically because the government didn't trust vampires to police themselves in this capacity. Had to concede the point after half a dozen human agents were killed, and tensions were running high. The Vampire World Council, which has representatives. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as if they hadn't been policing themselves for centuries. Exactly, right? Which has representatives from each continent. I want y'all to know, when I was originally building out this, I think there was only one white vampire. I think there was one white vampire on this vampire council. And everyone else was a person of color, which has representatives from each continent. And a special reserve seat for the first vampire, a black woman. The Vampire World Council demanded vampires be allowed to handle this. His name was Chalky. Okay, I made this little funky little guy back in like my senior year of high school, and then I never had to actually use him again for anything. So like, even when I was working on it in college, I was focusing on a very specific thing called The Regent's Daughter, which was a tale about like a black woman and her daughter. And like, it was really a tale about abuse and like vengeance and stuff. But anyway, I gave him a very like, and I think about it, I'm like, I need to fix that. I don't actually like that I did that. But I gave him a very German name, and I was like, hey, your boy's like a neo-Nazi. Like, he's a piece of shit. I might keep the neo-Nazi aspect to him on the council, but I don't think I'm going to make him German. And yes, a black woman. Thank you so much, Rouse. But no, a black woman. But yeah, homeboy just had a very like Hitler Youth type vibe to him. And like, I was born and raised in Germany for like the formative years of my life. But I feel so kind of about it now. So probably going to keep the neo-Nazi part of the Nazi part of it, because I want there to be a story where he gets, assassinated, but going to move away from the German part. But yeah, he was the only white guy on the council. The Vampire World Council, which has representatives from each continent, a special reserve seat, blah, 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 demanded vampires be allowed to handle this because the press was bad for everyone. We all have bad ideas from our youth. Yes, we do. It was bad. I'm so glad I've grown as a writer. I've grown as a person. Bad press was bad for everyone, and vampire hate crimes were on the rise. Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't have to be German to be a piece of shit. Exactly. But yes, okay, so that's the world building bit, right? So the agency was humans. So I actually like that. The agency was humans. They couldn't get the job done. They were getting killed. It was falling back on vampires that just were minding their own fucking business. And the council's like, hey, let us fucking help. No more fucking humans in these field positions. So there's probably still humans. The humans are still in charge of the agency, but they don't go out in the field. I wouldn't. The world is not run by the council in any means. They're just the representatives. So like, if they're a part of the UN, they're the representatives for their respective people before they got like they came out of the closet, they would have summits and talk to each other about what's best for the vampire community. But no, Ben, I get what you're saying. World Vampire Council, so the world is run by a council of people who drink blood and are repelled by the cross. Yeah, even with that caveat. You know what it probably actually is? The Vampire UN representatives. Yeah, I think something that might work better is that they're just the UN representatives from their various like countries for the for vampiric Yeah, gotta move away from that. Yep, gotta move away from that. We're totally getting. So first off, y'all, you know I'm usually here for 2 hours. I'm probably gonna be here until 9:30. So like 30 minutes past my usual 2 hours. So there are different councils for different supernatural groups. So like for example, when it comes to when it comes to like within their own communities. So say there's witches, right? Like the first thing that I ever wrote, like actually sat down and really wrote, was called The Regent's Daughter. And it's because each continent or each country, not even continent, each country has a regent, right? And it's a woman who is like the representative and kind of like in charge of all of the spellcasters in that country. Right. And so you do have like a council of, spellcasters as well. But that also doesn't have the same like baggage. So that's not like a justification for anything. Right. But maybe they do have there could be a council for all supernatural creatures, not just vampires. Moving away from that and back to the actual game. Ben, thank you so much for calling me out on that. I definitely oh man, why are there so many anti-Semitic conspiracy theories? That is the right interpretation, Rouse, but that doesn't but obviously even just having it has that issue, right? Yeah. Like even if that's the interpretation that I'm going for, we still run it. Oh my God, why does this do this? We still run into that problem. Yeah, it's so easy to run into things. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna leave the vampire representatives alone for the time being. In the lore, the vampire communities were like, hey, let us do this fucking job. You're making it worse for us. That is what happened in this world. That's what happened in this setting. Whether or not there's vampire representatives, we'll deal with that later and get a sensitivity reader to actually write that in a correct way, or if it can be written in a correct way. But they just have a Discord server and summer mods. It's fucking funny. But again, Ben, thank you so much for actually calling me out on that as I was talking about it, and because I my brain didn't even catch it, so I appreciate that. Where were we? Yeah, so many. Oh boy. Anger. Discovery of witches. Wait. Your elementary school's office lady's daughter wrote Discovery of Witches. Talk about degrees of fucking separation. The system is built on racism. The society is built on anti-Semitism. Yep. Okay. I don't know I'm not Jewish. I don't know the ins and outs of what is okay council-wise taking over the world and what's not. Definitely not vampires, because very clearly anti-Semitic and blood libel associated with it. If you're wanting to do that, I suggest you hire a sensitivity reader. You go talk to someone who is Jewish and is willing to be paid to talk to you about this conversation. I wouldn't call that bizarre, because I was also one of those kids who bonded with like admin. Oh, Callum. Okay. No, I don't always pick up on jokes. It's a little hard for me sometimes. Super easy to trip over and fall fucking face first into anti-Semitism in a lot of fantasy. Okay. So here for like roughly another hour, and the two things that I wanted done were what do you get for your hunger being lower or higher, and we've covered that. And the next thing is anger, right? And I guess the first question here is, excuse me, is the anger bar going to be broken up into the same amount of sections? Oh, Rouse, I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. The question is, wait, but are they still repelled by crosses? I have no fucking idea. I didn't answer that. I don't think so. I think that, like, yeah, if they were going to be repelled, like, it was either they're not repelled by religious symbols at all, or all of them repel them. Like, it wasn't just going to be the cross, right? It would be either all or none. And I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, it's none. It's just a rumor they all spread so that they could like pass for being human. If it's like, oh, holy symbols repel you. I'm not. And if it doesn't repel you, you're not a vampire. So like, who knows? I don't know. So it would be really hard. It would be really fucking hard. But okay. So on the note of anger, I think just to keep things simple, right? Because we don't want to bog down. This is a pretty simple system, right? It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, and we want to keep it that way. Yeah, they can masquerade as clergy, right? So we want to keep it that way. So I think this is hunger. This is going to be anger. We're just going to like give it different shades of red, but it's still going to have the same, like, let's see. If you get into that level of red, you're done for. Is that red? Why does this feel like orange? The most angry is green, right? Because the Hulk, no one. Also in this, are vampires born, and can they turn other humans? It's a brick red. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, we're going to... Wait, no, not that one. We're going to go with that one. Also in this, are vampires born... in this setting, vampires are not born, but they can be made. Like, the first vampire was a black woman who, like, got cursed or something. I can't remember the whole lore. Got cursed or something, and made other vampires. But she was the first, but she was not the only. There are different ways. There are different like ways culturally for people to be turned into vampires. And so while she was the first one, she was the first as far as she's aware. She's not like the progenitor of the entire vampire species. Okay, Mark. I'm gonna mispronounce this man's last name. Mark Gatiss. Says Dracula had a decent explanation on why holy symbols did or didn't work for that version. People being either so compelled by their faith or putting absolutely nothing into it. If the time this is set in is set one where society has moved away from Christian monotheism, maybe their symbols don't do shit. That's pretty cool. Ooh, okay, yo. Imagine if it's that one and it's all about like what people actually put into it. And so somebody is actually able to masquerade as a clergyman because all of the people around them don't actually have faith. aren't actually putting anything into this. They're just there for appearances. Like, God, that would be so fucking... Spreadsheet. Wait, does that mean that Twitter repels vampires? I don't get it. I don't understand. Also, a vampire should be able to be religious without getting hurt. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Because, like, your faith is your own. I don't particularly like the Mortal Instruments, like, talking about it. But I did like the idea that vampires could come back to their faith and be able to say God and whatnot. So, like, that was an interesting twist on things. This is the good place for the anger. This is the bad place for the anger. And this is the you're doomed place for anger. Actually, I think these are the same color, so let's just make them both black. Okay. Because if we don't have faith anymore, new things like social media control the public hearts and minds. Huh, maybe. It's such a human thing to weaponize something so personal and good. Yeah. Okay, y'all, I think I have an idea for what you get as your anger goes up. I don't know what you get as your anger. Okay, well, if we treat it like hunger, it's gonna be the same thing as hunger. Like, as it goes up, you get bonuses, and as it goes down, you get detriments. No, it makes sense to me. Ooh, what is going on here? Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. That's gonna... All right, so to pull back up, what is happening? Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm gonna refresh the captioner. God, I wish that you had thought this through before I went and fell in love with you. Don't you dare forget about the way you betrayed me. Hello, testing. Okay, there we go. Get on with your bad self. Sweet. Okay, back to it. Okay, so I think I know what happens with anger, right? Because I thought about using this for hunger. But I thought, wait a second, this should be for anger. So let's go to Firelights, right? Oh wait, we're on the table right now. Okay, so let me scroll down and get y'all to where it needs to be. It truly hates singing. I'd actually refreshed it, and You know what? I was taking my friend's suggestion that I get to do my vocal stems when they come instead of trying to hide them. Hey, can you get you can't get a copyright takedown if you're singing something, right? It's only if you play the actual music, correct? Okay, so the way that you cool. Okay, so in the Firelights game, the way that you fight curses, and in this game it would be it's the monsters instead of the curses, right? The way that you fight curses. Yeah, I'm not matching anything perfectly. But the way that you engage, like the way that you fight curses and monsters is, first off, you need to draw a number of cards equal to Sex is fine. You need to draw like a number of cards equal to you need to make a stack that equals its strength number, right? So if I was fighting Calamity, I'd need a stack of 5 cards, right? And then there's other things that go with the fight a curse option, right? So, but here's the thing: each of these curses have different things on them. So if you look at Calamity, red cards count as 2 stack cards. So if I got 2 red cards, I would only need 1 more card, right? Because that's 2, 4, and then 5 for 1 more black card or 1 more red, right? So what if as your anger goes up, you are able to get more you get more bonuses to cards, right? So let's look at, actually, let's go back to okay, I'm going to keep it on this sheet so that I can do the whole colors thing one more time, and then we'll come back to this, right? The way, okay, here we go. Black. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, that's right. Because your anger going down is your apathy. That's not pink. Is that? Well, yeah, that is kind of pink, actually. Oh wait, you know what? I can just do I can do a custom color here. Okay, so that's that. We'll also make that a pink, but before that, we're gonna custom. We're gonna make that more like that. We got our reds. Okay. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sending the mini. I cannot wait to put it together. And thanks for subbing. And I'll see you next time you can join. Okay, so. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so black. All right, so black has 1. Black, 1. Rogue time, or depression. Wait a second. Hunger is... No. The rogue time or depression, the apathy was for anger, right? So black, the first black is... You don't get a choice on you only get a choice on the bottom, or death. Rogue time or death for hunger. For black, it's rogue time or apathy and depression. Yeah, that's what was happening there. So if you get to the end of it, if you're on the black end on either end, you get a choice. You go rogue or you die. You go rogue or you're in an apathetic state for 2d6 decades. Okay, and then pink, 3, Dark pink, 1. Bright red, 3. Sweet spot. Is that 3 or is that... No, it's 2. Ben, what do you mean by what does anger represent? Dark red, 3. Blood red, 1. Sorry. Yeah. What do you mean? What does hunger represent exactly? Yeah, exactly. So like the thing that's happening in here is the further you go to the right, the more bloodlust you get. The further you go to the left, the hungrier you're getting, like you're starving. And yeah, there are like when you lose the first part of the game on the right, you just become a rogue vampire. When you lose the first part of the game on the left, you can become a rogue vampire, or you can just choose to die instead. Not wanting to become a rogue like that. And then when it comes to anger, when you lose it on the right, you become a rogue vampire. And when you lose it on the left, you either are just apathetic, you quit doing this job, you have depression for a number of decades equal to 2d6, or you turn rogue. Okay, and now that we have that, let's go back over here. Okay, black, rogue time, or apathy. I want these specifically to be about the cards, right? So if we're following the model from before, let's just keep it simple. Let's just literally keep it simple. Let's keep it as simple as can be. Let's keep up with the +1, +2, +3, right? I thought something that would be fun is, add one more like card that counts as double. But I think just being able to do +1, +2, +3, -1, -2, -3 on either side is simple, easy, and it works. And it's a good mechanic. Okay, nothing here. You're fucking dead. Or you're apathetic, or you're dead. Okay. If you're in the first bar of... I don't know what this is called. If you're in the first bar, -1. If you're in the second bar, -2. If you're in the third bar, -3. Let's scroll back up so I can fix that. Third bar. Oh, actually, I take that back. So up here should actually be 3, 4, 5, and 6 because it's a continuation from the green. So let's fix that. Third bar. Sweet spot. 2 card stacks. 2 card stacks. Yep, sweet spot in anger, that righteous fury that is driving you forward but isn't super detrimental. Get in that sweet spot. Yo, one of the redemptions could be, I'll just talk like this for 10 minutes. I'm Batman. Oh, man. How to fill up your anger. Oh, wait a second. I actually know that already. It's right there. Yes, my Batman voice. If you're in the first bar, +3. Point redemption. You act like one of your NPCs has become a streamer. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And because you're the one that mentioned it, the first thing that came to my mind was Brime. I was also thinking of Brine. Does How You Go Rogue give you set abilities based on one of the 4 types of vampires? I don't know yet. Maybe it does. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Does how you maybe, right? Regular, bestial, plague ridden, and the corpse drinker. Yeah? Because there's 4 ways you can go rogue. Hunger on either end, anger on either end. I think for the anger one, it would be bestial. For the hunger one, it would be plague ridden. Like on the, okay. Actually, let's take notes of this real quick before I forget it. Okay. All right, so for anger up here, you do bestial. And actually, I think for hunger on the back end, you become a corpse drinker. And that's why you're also eating the flesh of others, because you starved to death in your original play. Corpse drinker. If your anger is down on this other end, I think you're going to be a regular one. And then if your hunger is high on this end, I think you become plague ridden. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. And again, so like the different types of vampires that you can fight as a rogue, as a vampire hunter, the different, you don't like, they don't get additional bonuses because that's not how the combat works. It's just how you describe it, right? And so like what kind of vampire you turn into is gonna mean something narratively. So like what you'll be journaling more than it will be like giving you bonuses to stuff. Game +6, 2 cards. Okay, y'all, we have done the thing that I wanted to do. You think there's canonical corpse drinker to plague Dr. Pipe? You know what? Probably amongst the vampire community, definitely. The vampire community and like sympathizers. The vampire community, well, maybe not just sympathizers. Yes, in the supernatural community, there's definitely those memes. Oh man, are you serious? I did not know that Jewish people were blamed for the Black Plague. I actually did not know that. Welp. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to come up with something else. We are going to get rid of that. Oh, man, that is so fucked. One, it's fucked up, but two, it's another level of fucked up because these different types of vampires that I got the ideas from was from the fucking Man, was from a game. Was from a fucking, was from Vampire, the game. I hate it. Okay. All right. We will give these fuckers another thing. Yep. Not gonna be plague ridden. It'll be something else. We'll come back and fix that. No. Vampire with a Y, the video game, the PS4 game, where like you get turned into a vampire as a doctor and like something London. I think it's during the actual it might be during the actual Black Plague in London that there are vampires here. I think this game. When is that game set? Hold on a second. Yep. It's set in 1918. When was the Black Plague in... Wait, what year was World War I? Yeah. Was that the Spanish flu? What year was the Spanish flu? Yeah, so the Spanish flu. That's right. That is super right. That is actually very fucking right. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. 1918 was the end of the war, which Jonathan Reed in the game was a doctor coming back from that. It was also the start of the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu is involved in that game. Yes. And I don't know if there's a conspiracy in that game. I didn't get far enough. I kept forgetting to like, I kept having to restart because I'd get myself into dangerous situations I couldn't get out of, or I'd forget what the fuck was happening in the game. But okay, y'all. I thought I would stay until 30 minutes past, however, because I didn't know if we were gonna get finished. However, we did in fact get fucking finished. We got the two things that I wanted done today done, and yeah, we know the benefits for hunger and anger, and the benefits and the banes for falling for where your hunger and anger goes. I'm gonna come up with a different type of vampire besides the plague-ridden one for obvious reasons. Again, Ben, thank you so much. Denizens of Decay. Band name. That's not a bad name. And yeah, okay, y'all. So I will be back on Wednesday at 9 a.m. We are not playing a solo RPG this week. I've been doing a lot of content heavy stuff. So I think I'm going to go and play. I'm going to stream me playing Outer Worlds, which is a sci-fi space game. And I've been wanting to start back playing it so I can use it for world building in my space Spelljammer fantasy game. So join me at 9 a.m. EDT if you would like to watch me play a little game, get some world building ideas, and just chat with y'all as things go by. But yeah, see y'all on Wednesday, 9 a.m. EDT. Thanks for being here. Catch you later. Let's see. And we're going to go to the